All right, so we are going to practice creating fractions in our calculator, then adding and subtracting fractions. My calculator looks a little bit different because it has some numbers up here that are frozen, and it's just a picture I'm working with. So I'm going to have you punch in different numbers. We're going to create fractions, and then we'll complete some part of the worksheet together towards the end. The first thing I want you to do is turn your calculator on by clicking the on button, and you might need to clear it also, and the clear button's over here. We're going to put our first fraction in. It's going to be 1/2. So to put 1/2 into the calculator, you're going to click the 1, this ABC button, and then you're going to click the 2. So when you look at your calculator, you should have 1 and this little backwards L and a 2 here to make 1/2. Hit enter. When you hit enter, now you have the fraction 1/2, and it looks like the normal fraction that you have seen before. So we're going to do the fraction, the same thing, hit clear, and then we're going to put in 2/4 on our calculator. So hit 2, the ABC button, and 4. So now you have the fraction 2/4 at the top of your calculator, and hit the enter button. And what do you notice? You should notice that your fraction went from 2/4 to 1/2. So calculators will automatically simplify your fraction for you and reduce your fraction. This is a good way to check your answer, to see if you simplified it correctly, and if you just need to simplify, that's what you can do. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to try a mixed number. So clear your calculator. I like to click it twice. And then we're going to put in 1 and 1/2. So to do that, you're going to hit 1, the ABC button, 1, the ABC button, and 2. If you hit enter now, you have the fraction 1 and 1/2. What looks a little bit different about this fraction? It has that little U between the 1 and 1/2. So that U is just showing you there's a space between 1 and 1/2. You have your whole number, and your fraction is separate. So we're going to practice that one more time, and this time we'll do a fraction that needs to be simplified. Hit clear, and we're going to put in 2 and 6/8. So hit 2, the ABC button, 6, the ABC button, 8, and when you hit enter, you have a new fraction. You should have 2 and 1/4. So to add fractions, it's going to be the same thing, or to subtract. We'll do 1 and 1/2 minus 3/4. So we're going to type in, we're going to clear, 1, ABC, 1, ABC, and the 2. So we have 1 and 1/2 minus 3, ABC, 4, and hit enter. What'd you get? Three-fourths. The last thing we're going to try practicing on here is turning a fraction into a decimal. So we have 3/4 on our screen. Keep it there. To turn it into a decimal, there's this button up here, the second button. It's light blue. Tap the second button, and then diagonal from it is a button that says PRB, but above it in blue is this F arrow D. So it stands for fraction to decimal or decimal to fraction. Anytime you hit this light blue button, it activates any of these light blue keys above the keys. So if you hit the PRB button and hit enter, it is going to turn your fraction 3/4 into a decimal of 0 and 75/100. Try it with another one. Type in, hit clear, and type in 0.87, and then you have a decimal there. Hit the second button, the fraction to decimal button, and hit enter. And it tells you that that is equivalent to 87/100. We're going to do one last one. We're going to go the opposite way. You're going to type in 5/6. So hit clear, hit 5 fraction 6, and then we're going to hit the second button, and the fraction to decimal button, and hit enter. And you're going to notice that you come up with a repeating decimal for this one. So we have 0.833333333. Those threes are going to go on and on forever. And that's okay. And that's going to be, that can be an answer you see sometimes.